So thanks for staying with us. This is Today with John and Helen on Plus TV Africa. Now let's get straight to it. Our next guest is an embodiment of a holistic commitment to family and community values.
Precisely the reason we invited her to this show today. She's a wife and a mother and a passionate faith ambassador, author and multifaceted professional. She's joining us to look at spreading Detty December with the less privileged is or more, Henry Egbo. And she's president 100% Life International. Yeah? Good to have you.
Good to be here.
And you are so young and you've done so much. Going through your CV, the things you have done.
Well, let's say I started out early. Okay, and I think life is for the living. So I don't think we should waste any day. I try to maximize every season of life, and I think we should all do that.
Great. That's what we should be hearing at this time of the year.
Yeah,
and Helen, she's Omo.
Omo. Omo. Okay. Okay. Omo.
So Omo, we have loads and loads of questions for you. And should I shoot first?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, as the foundation,
here, so
as the founder, right, of 100% Life. 100% Life International.
Yeah.
Now, how do you integrate that mission, of empowering individuals into initiatives that are aimed at spreading joy during the festive season?
Okay, I think when it comes to spreading joy during the festive season, some people think it's just about doing stuff for people, but I think what we need to spread the most is hope. Because for people who have had a very trying year, this is when we all remember it. Yeah. There are people who haven't had something good happen to them this year. There are people who have lost loved ones. There are people who have lost hope. There are people who, their plans for the year, nothing has happened. Yeah. So this is a time where lots of people begin to feel hopeless. So if there's any time where we need to be the hand of love, it is now. And when we think about it, a lot of people think it's all about money. Money is important. But I think you need to let people know they are not alone. Yeah. And this is what we're doing at 100% Life International. Yeah. Telling people you don't have to do life alone. So we go out of our way to make sure, our plan this year is to make sure as much people around us do not have empty pots this Christmas.
Wow.
That's what we're doing. And I think the major aim is to get everyone doing the same. I don't have to tell you times are challenging. I think we all know that, right? So if there's any time you need to be a brother's keeper, it's now, because you don't know what people are going through.
Okay. So spreading hope. We'll get to the practical of spreading hope. So spreading Detty December with the less privileged. By the way, this Detty December thing is a Gen Z, catch. What is it about? And what's unique about this theme? How did the idea come to you in the first place?
I think it's about December really is the time to jollof. Because lots of us have been working so hard during the year. And when it's December, people are like, I'm dropping the ball, I'm having a good time. No matter what it's going to take, I'm just going to ball. And that's what the Detty December is about. It's really about balling. Everybody wants to ball.
It's a D-E-T-T-Y.
Yeah, it's a D-E-T-T-Y. So it's more like balling December.
Okay.
It's time to let your
head down and have I'll explain all of that to Helen.
Okay.
Now, I mean, let's share some memorable, experiences from the past Detty December events that maybe may reflect positive impact on the less privileged. Do you have any?
Yes, I do. Actually, what we do at 100% Life International, which is Hand of Love, the aspect of 100% Life International we're talking about, is that every December, we, as much as possible, make sure no pot around us is empty. So we usually have events where we give food to the less privileged. It's something we have done over the years. We haven't just started it this year. We're doing it this year. We're on the 20th of December. We're having a distribution event. But we've always been doing it. And what we do is that we, as an organization, 100% Life International, we get people to partner with us also. And we make sure, we go to the place where you have people who have the most needs. Right? And then I remember the last one we had. It was so painful that after we had fed about 300 families, and they left and they went to tell their other people. And before we knew what was happening, the place was surrounded.
Wow.
You had nothing more to do.
Everything was finished. So it really became an issue. And I was inside, I had tears in my heart. I wish I could do for everyone. And you had to see old people, young people. This is why I'm saying it's not just 100% life thing. Everyone should do what you can do. Yes, I know things are tough.
Yeah.
We know things are tough, but you see, the minimum wage is 30,000 naira, right? So imagine somebody wants to buy a drink for 1.5 million naira. Lots of people are doing that this December. Instead of buying that drink, if you take away 500,000 naira from that, do you know the amount of families that's going to put food on the table?
Yes.
Exactly.
I think this is the way we should be thinking.
But do you get like corporate support?
So far, we haven't gotten corporate support. It's been individual support, relationship.
Okay,
people
from
who have known our
individuals.
track record of success. But we're open to corporate support. Anyone that wants to join us, we are grateful. And we're actually very open. It's a fertile ground. We're ready to give you all the information, tell you how every penny is spent. Because we're talking about human lives.
Okay, so you talked, you're specific on the less privileged.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when Nigeria says we're sharing XYZ to families or
We're sharing
individuals, palliatives to families who are in need. And I'm like, how do they identify the family who are in need in an environment here where statistics and research
Fantastic
and everything is
question.
so how do you really identify the people who need
Fantastic
your
question,
help?
Helen. You know, the last time we did this, you know, there are people who live in shanties, right? We went to shanties and we gave the invite to people in shanties. We go to a woman. In fact, we went to a particular shanty. There were about 500 people living in the building, so we couldn't go in.
In the building?
Yeah.
Wow.
With clothes as windows. We couldn't go in because they would mob us. So I had to send some of my aides, go in there. And it's so heartbreaking because everybody needs this. And we didn't have enough for everybody. So I'm like, okay, the first 200 people we give, just give them a run out.
Wow.
Do you get what I'm saying? So this is really serious business.
Jeez.
So we went to people, this is not one palliative that you keep somewhere and the cousins or brothers of big men will be having. No, we went to those who needed it the most. And they came in their numbers. And they brought in their friends. So it wasn't enough. It really wasn't enough. So when we say partner with us to get this job done, we give it to those who need it the most.
Really
Mothers who have children and they can't feed them. You see the children. What children come in without their parents? And what's okay, fine, let's keep the children in a safe place first, right? And then we can give them this food. So this is serious business.
Wow.
And this is food like for December or
Yeah.
Easter. Now what happens to the other days in the year? I mean, we are in John.
Yeah. Wow, that's a huge question because I mean, you have to feed every day.
And it's just food, one meal.
Yeah.
You can't give 3 meals anyway to
You
one
have to.
person.
You have to, and these are some of the things we are working on as an organization, right?
Yeah.
To say, okay, why we feed during the festive season? First of all, the importance of feeding during the festive season, like I said earlier, is not just about the food in the stomach, it's about hope. To know that you are not forgotten.
True.
Because sometimes just that food you are giving, you go like, okay, I'm not forgotten. That helps your mind open up. That helps you to think and become creative. However, as an organization, we're actually moving forward towards vocational skills and partnering with financial institutions. So we'll get to, have equip people with vocational skills and also give them startup funds.
Yeah.
That's some of our plans for 2024.
Great. Okay, now we've kind of like concentrated on the 100% life initiative. I'm sure that, you're attempting to go out further, wider. In what ways? Your Invasion Africa, that's where I'm going. So in what ways does Invasion Africa, contribute to the holistic empowerment of individuals and communities?
That's one of my precious babies.
Wow.
So Invasion Africa has one aim, which is to inspire and pump hope into the hearts of young Africans, so young Africans can fly and be the best versions of ourselves. While the stomach is important, right? But foiling the heart can change a generation. An inspired mind cannot be stopped.
Wow.
When your heart is inspired, you will stand the test of time.
I'm going to write that down. An inspired mind
cannot be stopped.
Cannot be stopped.
When the heart is inspired, the way you see challenges is different from other people. You just see it as, what can I do about this? No, I'm finished. An inspired mind looks at the situation and thinks creatively. And that's what Invasion Africa is doing. You asked the question, Madam Helen, that how come I'm able to do what I do at my age? And that's because my mind got inspired at a young age.
Yeah.
So I know what it means for a young heart to be inspired. An inspired mind, most of the time, would not waste their youth.
Wow.
And that's what Invasion Africa is about. We are determined to set the hearts of young Africans on fire, so young Africans maximize the young age. Because you see, no matter what we say, there's some things that are better done at a young age.
Sure.
You can be hungry doing your work at a young age, but when you're 60, when you're hungry, you feel differently.
Tell me about it.
So this is the reason why Invasion Africa is determined to set the hearts of young Africans on fire with inspiration. And we are actually on that mission. We had an event last year, and it was so powerful, where we had young people at Oregon High School was the location, and we had young people, young hearts being inspired. Till date, I still get messages, young people telling me, thank you so much. You know, so many interesting things happened, but one particular incident happened. We had one of our guests was a drug addict. You know, he was hooked on drugs during his 20s, and he came and he shared with these young people. He said, listen, I lost my 20s to drugs.
Wow.
I know they are hyping for you people that, you know, drugs is fun, drugs makes you hot, you're a guy man by taking drugs. Say, listen, there's no guy man in it. I lost my 20s to drugs. And he shared how there were 3 that started out in taking drugs. And at the time he was talking, he was the only one alive. So I'm just telling you what Invasion Africa plans to do. I want to take this to the nations of Africa.
Okay, all right. And we are solidly behind you.
Thank you.
Praying with you and doing all that we can do so that, you know, the younger ones begin to see life, you know, from a different perspective. As a faith ambassador, how does spirituality, final question, play a role in the mission of your non-profit organization?
You know, I believe that there's a deposit of God in the inside of everybody. I believe that God distributed his abilities as God in every one of us. You see, that person who's an exceptional artist is the deposit God has put in him. And that deposit is in every single person. And we have a mission to bring out that deposit in every person, especially the young person. You know, because when that happens, you see, you have less problems in society. Because more people arise, and when more people arise, they can lift up others. And then the nation and society becomes better.
I see so much life oozing out of you. And I'm so pleasantly happy and grateful that we have you on this show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There's so much work to do. That's what it is.
And we're ready
There's
for
so
the
much work. All the best.
Tomo,
Thank you. Yes, sir.
can I join this crusade?
Oh, please, you can.
Okay.
Please, you can.
So honestly, yeah, it's something that all of us have to at least have a little hand in, even if we're not able to, you know, every little, you know, effort.
We should.
It matters. So really, I want to thank you for this. I mean, you've really inspired us so much, and I'm sure our viewers as well.
Yeah. And what I'm taking away from here today, besides a lot of other things, is that I can also identify, you know, areas or catchment areas or communities around me or persons, households who need your help, and spread the news, you know, that there's somebody like this they can reach out to. And everybody, you know, has that assignment to do.
Absolutely.
So we can reach more people who truly need our help. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Well, it was Mother Teresa, I believe, who said that we should give until it hurts, you know. So may the Lord continue to bless you for all that you do for the less privileged among us. Thank you again. All right, from here we move straight to the gym. Dolly Phillips is eager to take us through if we have time. If we do not have the time, then when we come back from this very short break, Chizoba will be here with our next guest.
And and quickly after that we'll make way for Chizoba, you know, like you said, as a guest. A young man who is doing he's doing amazing things, you know, with the lenses. Off we go to the gym first with Dolly.
If we have time.
Yeah.